What up, YouTube? I am Jimmy Allen, your love coach here, and I'm just so excited to talk about Love is Blind, the new Netflix TV series. I'm just like really make some notes here at my little iPad, and we're gonna get this in and like what you can learn from the lessons that are allocated in this lovely show. So here we go. So, one of the things I want to point out is that Lauren says that she wants somebody to love her for her. That is so important. Not often we value ourselves and put ourselves out there. It's like, I want someone to say wholeheartedly that I want somebody to love me for me. And this is so important. And it's really important that you define what it is that you want that person to love you for who you are. It's really defining your needs. It's really knowing what you need and knowing what you can bring to the table. So those are some really great tips that Lauren, who I love, my favorite character, Lauren and Cameron 2.0, it's really great, and one of the other great things about this show is that learning that you base the person on what they say and the questions you ask, and you're not judging them of what they look like or what they dress like. I just love the whole concept of like, you can't see the person and you don't know what they look like or dress like or smell like. Like, it is solely off their voice, and that you are just basing off of your needs and your desires to be with that person. And I think that that's what's really truly missing in a lot of like the dating aspects of like, people are so quick to judge of like a picture of what the size or the race or what the comment they're saying. But this really takes it out of the way, and that's just like so exciting and mysterious, and it's just so it's great. Like, bring bring mystery back to dating, and is love really blind? From my studies of like becoming a coach, I've learned that love can be blind based off a couple of factors. Number one is that when we fall in love, there are chemical reactions that happen in our brain that causes us to attach to that person, and so that we begin to not really hear the person for what they're saying, but we're just based off our attraction to the other person. So we're not even in our mode of like trying to find out like whether this person is a great fit for us, because we're so involved in this sexual chemistry because of our brain. We can't help it. Like, this is what happens in the first couple of months, and then after those 3 months, when that wears off, because it does wear off, and you have to learn how to maintain it, we fall out of love. But basically, that chemical reaction in our brain has just stopped. And it's not because you're not in love with that person, it's because that's just the way the brain works. So then therefore you have to learn how to work, how to maintain and cultivate that relationship. That's why relationship takes work, and it's good work if you're with a good partner who's willing to work. Yes. Okay, so Jessica, child, she's a whole nother story. She's like, I'm looking for the perfect relationship. Like, listen, like, no relationship is perfect. Like, that is based off of perception that she has on some other couple that she said, oh, they're so perfect, look at them. Like, no, do not get caught up in looking at other couples and saying that they're perfect. And that's what I want. That is a red flag that you do not know what you want. It's like you have to learn how to define what is a good and healthy relationship to you. That is so important, defining what a healthy relationship is to you. So define, write it down, and actually ask, am I really bringing this to the table right now to my friends, my family, and the people in my life? So learn from Jessica, because she's a hot ass mess. And let me tell you, I'm not gonna get into the details because it'll give it away. So Mark says, he's not worried about that he's Mexican, which is really good, that he doesn't care about what others think of him or his race. But it's very important because this is why Love is Blind is relevant right now, because you don't judge people by the way they look. You don't judge them by where they're from. You don't judge them by the color of their skin. You're just judging them you're judging them by who they are as a person, and not what they look like or sound like or their accent or anything. That's why this show is so good. So please, if you haven't watched episode 1, which I'm basing this whole YouTube video off of like episode 1, like go and do it right now. Boom. Okay, so Carlton also says the same thing, but Carlton is a different story, and I don't want to get into the whole detail because if you have to watch the whole season yet, Carlton has a little secret that I am just totally like blown away, that when you have a secret like that, it's really eating away at you, and you can't even fully be who you are as a person. So you have to learn how to be comfortable with yourself, not shame yourself, in order to really present yourself in a loving way. And you have to first really accept you for who you are and what you are not. Period. So Carlton has this secret, which I'm not going to give away, that's really hindering him to really fall in love with the person he's going to choose. I'm not going to say who it is, because it'd be spoiler alert. But Carlton really has some self-love that he has to do. And if you're one of those people who have something that you don't want someone to know, there is some real self-love and self-awareness work and self-healing work that you need to do in order to create and present and give yourself to someone and cultivate a loving relationship. So that is Carlton. Back to Jessica, homegirl. Girl. She drinks, which is, for me, is a real red flag. When somebody is constantly drinking to be themselves, that they need a substance to be themselves, to me is a no-no. So I wish her all the best with her choice, and you'll see who she picked. So Bernard says, he says this thing that's really risque, and it really depends on how your date is going, that you could ask something like, what is the weirdest thing that you ever done? I love the question because that's who I am. Like I only would ask that question if the date is going well and we're having this rapport that I can take a risk in the conversation. And sometimes I will take a risk regardless to see what this person is at, because I want to know, for me, can I take a risk? Can I be myself? Can I fully be my authentic self? And that's really important. Like Barnett really is demonstrating like he's risking a conversation that can he be fully his authentic self. Now, risking a question like, what is the weirdest thing you ever done, is different from being overly sexual. Like there's a lot of men out there, you guys, we're overly sexual, making these jokes and things like that. Like women don't like that. Women don't want that. And that's why you're not getting a second date or even getting that date, because you're overly sexualizing your conversations on the dating app. So there's something to really be learned by this show. It's so great. This is episode 1, and I am your love coach, Jimmy Allen, and I'm so happy to be presenting this for you. And stay tuned. Like, don't forget to rate, subscribe, share, and I'll be back with with episode 2 in the next episode. So for right now,